Greetings everyone, and Great here with another 8 Mythology Replay. Spawn on the north side as the blue Odin, we got Kido. Spawn on the south side as the red Nuwa, we got Kimo. And I wonder if that's the Kimo from the Command & Conquer Kane's Wrath that I know of. A threat of green 0. But I could be mistaken. Got some goats being obtained, they are the goat. We got a good number of baboons here. And of course, the silo being built now. When it comes to relics on the map, we do have the Wu Hao Bow of Hung Li. Gives a little bit of a snare effect for your ranged units, slowing down units by 15%. Arrows of the All Far increase attack of buildings by 20%, which can be nice if you want to really dig in. That's probably more better for the Chinese factions overall. Down here, Odin's Spear increases the damage of counter-cavalry units, so Erdman and I think what's called halberdiers. 9 cauldrons increase the hack and pierce armor of soldiers trained from fortress-type buildings. So that would be the Huskarls, and I'm assuming that's like the level 2. I can't remember what the Chinese. I can't think right now. Let's just switch over to him. The, what's it called? Oh yeah, I can't highlight it. Whatever this building is called. We do now have Heimdall being queued on up. You know, it's been a while last since seen Heimdall. We see Freyja, we've seen Forseti, no, Trolls and Valkyries, but we don't really see Einherjar all too often. A little bit something different. I'm perfectly fine with that. And oh, we got this button there now available in the replay viewer. Got the settlement being built. Got a single, whatchamacallit, Ulf's Arc there, push way forward. Pioneer wards it away. Settlement will be built. And now got the Raven taking some damage there. It does have a bit of health regen. It is now dead. Its health regen is no longer active. Yeah, Creator's Auspice, tier 0. Peasants food cost minus 0%, and building hit points plus 0%. I suppose right now it means supplies nothing. But it's nice that this is now revealed in the replay viewer. It's something they added this replay. But it also seems like the replay viewer has been breaking quite often where this just disappears and go to a regular replay. So I'm not exactly sure what exactly is going on. It seems like every single patch something breaks and something gets added. Of course, you get the creation ability, summons a number of clay peasants. Pioneer has picked up this relic there, get a bit of a snare effect for your ranged units. One of it applies to the Pioneer. It is classified as ranged soldiers, so should apply. And Blue's placing down this house right where you want to put down a silo. How annoying. Got this armory now being built. This hero effect on this unit. It's like sort of bugging out when he does that motion. And now we've got the stone walls being put in the field, the earth walls. Nice and early, which means this entire region's pretty much just locked down. A little bit of area to skirt around here and there, but it's not great, and every single one of these walls are in fact gates. So it's easy to go in and out for red, horrible for blue now. Of course, you can send out a couple of Ulf's Arcs, start picking away against the walls. Once one goes down, they all take damage, and eventually when you can knock down enough of them, they all go down. We have now this Queong Key. I have no idea how to pronounce a lot of this stuff. Flying around. It's a hybrid flying and ground unit. Ah, I just realized something. Undermine. I'm assuming that does severe damage to those earth walls. It should. This could immediately destroy those earth walls. Villagers, gatherers, shanking the Kolon key. They're gatherers. They're going to gather its flesh. We do now have the watchtower being queued on up by blue. A little bit extra defense never hurts. Another Raven has been resummoned. Just put on auto scout if you don't know what to do with it. But it's probably a good idea to post it at a choke point. Since this map does have basically two very large choke points, you can put one Raven over here and one Raven over here. Tier 1, so minus 25% food cost for his villagers, very nice. At least primarily for peasants. Probably does not apply to these guys here. It does not appear to be applying to it. And a little bit extra hit points for buildings never hurt as well. It actually makes them hurt quite a bit because they take more of a beating before they die. More baboons spotted on the field. That's a lot of baboons. I don't know if that's the best spot for it. There were 12 baboons when we originally selected on it. Each one provides 100 food. Let's see if there's another food deposit here. Say each giraffe, that would provide you additional 500, and gazelle, well, 150 each. I suppose that's not a bad spot then overall. Just because there's a lot of animals doesn't mean it's a great target, but I think the more I look at it, I think it was a good target. Or a fine enough target. Longhouse, Great Hall there. Since we're still in the eco phase, I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit. We do not have an age up or queued on up, Scaldy. And we do of course have going a couple villagers go down there, or the Pioneer. And they've got going, whatever that guy was called, gets access to forest protection. And to this Tao Wu, which is a very slow moving beast that charges and headbutts something. Red does obtain the goats. And blue is just being more annoying. Got another house here. This house finally goes down. We've also got a machine workshop here. Of course, give you access to fire archers and Shuko news. I wonder. Here's the fortress type building. Give access to the units there. That one relic said it provides fortress. Was it fortress units? Fortress infantry. Nine Cauldron does affect fortress units, and so his various elite cavalry has increased armor. House will go down there. We do have now the towns that are being built, or started being built, going for Longhouse now. You may want to cancel this thing before this thing is charged headlong to the scaffolding, because it's only at 45 health. It's the house there. And one strike and this will go down. You need some Herseers. Of course, you can't get Herseers from here. Go for Berserk, and does take out the structure there. There's a Herseers. This thing does have a pretty good amount of health. It's really an anti-structure unit. It's also too slow to move around with an army. Its job is to charge in, absorb shots, and take out structures. 70 siege damage, 20 melee damage. There is a White Tiger, White Horse Cavalry here. Got some Fire Archers here, which is both counter infantry, but sort of. And I suppose times 3 is the least amount. Throwing axemen were like 3.5 or times 4. But they also more meant for anti-structure as well. Got some herdmen being put in field, counter cavalry units for the Norse, and the town center will be built. Does get inside and pops on out, trying to do a quick engagement over here. Very nice. Traps some of the cavalry. Very nice. Needs more herdmen over here. He's going to have to eat the fire archer damage. He hasn't really counter over here for him. More herdmen now being employed on the field. He has aged up to Scaldi, and his opponent has aged up to age 4 to access the Great Flood and to this Water Dragon. We'll need to get some Gobi to deal with that. Fortified Town Center also researched by Blue as well. Trying to go for a Great Hall here. Apply Iron for some raiding cavalry. We've also got the Axe Cart here. Even a game with myth units, this thing's just a stupid design. Even a game like this, where it has a bunch of mythological units, I think this thing just looks stupid. We do now have the snare ability, the fortress protection right there. More herdmen being employed in the field. And there is the frost ability to lock down everything in this region. We're going to repair up the town center. And some odd reason, this axe cart also has a retractable blade for some odd reason. More berserks being pulled in the field, some Ulfsarks. Could probably get some raiding cavalry to help hit these fire archers, but right now the forest protection caused some issues for him. Town center will be filled. We've got him champion tiger cavalry charged way forward, which is anti-range, anti-cavalry. Siege crossbow now deployed in the field as well. And now got the undermine ability there. Like I said as well, immediately destroyed all those wall segments. And I don't think... Oh, we got now Thimblewind or summered on it, and as well as the Great Flood, knocking back these forces. As well as some of the hyenas. Fimbulwinter is moving around, does force all of Red's villagers into their town centers. Some of his various structures are going on down. And Hari tooting his horn. More berserks being plowed on in. As well as a good number of Erdmen. He realizes his opponent's going for a heavy amount of cavalry, so he's going to counter cavalry with the counter cavalry. Those are fall back there. The cavalry is rotating around. Got a couple hill forts here. The hill forts are damaged from that Great Flood. Here comes our Erdmen. They are just heavy Erdmen, not champion. Got a number of fire archers there to help engage these various infantry units as well. He does have a Huskar also been pulled in, which would be a good counter for them. More Huskars being summoned on in, try and deal with these fire archers. Of course, they do get countered as well. More fire archers being pulled in the field. A lot of the champion cavalry is starting to get whittled down there, but more and more fire just being pulled on the field. They don't have super high health. Let's girls, of course, will do more than double damage to them. Oh, wait, no, just only double damage. Problem is, they receive a good amount of damage in return. Champion range units now being researched by the Chinese player. More Huskarls being brought on in. Forts providing some good fire support there. Counters are being picked on up. Of course, it does leave behind some dismounted units there. Looks like some raiding cavalry may be in order to help deal with the fire archers. There's a handful of them, though they are countered by these tiger cavalry as well. Throwing axemen are overall not a good idea. These guys are not classified as infantry, so they will get ripped apart. They won't do much damage to these guys. Huskarls push way forward, but they're just coming in small numbers, so having trouble closing distance. Though the hill fort is comprised of good fire support, but these guys are also a siege unit as well. Going for mass berserks, and we'll just try to counter by just charging forward. Managing the group of force there, let some outlying structures be picked on off for some time. Always go for a counterattack. He has a good amount of stone walls there, but here comes the water dragon. Taking out all the dwarves. And I do have a good number of these ox caravans being deployed in the field as well. Mechanical ox caravans also being summoned as well. Multiple water dragons push forward, but they're still getting picked off by these wooden hill forts. They're actually doing very good damage to these myth units. Look at that. Didn't get hardly any damage there. Really didn't do much damage. Oh yeah, 90% range resistance. They only do range damage, not siege damage. So those things cannot fight forts. So we'll be trying to push way forward, trying to deal with that dragon. Multiple dragons now flying about. More berserks being put in the field, more champion Huskarls as well. There's Wolfbrood summoned on in. One thing he could do is, if he's having trouble, try to save up for a frost to lock down this force. He is going for a good number of Furnace Wolfbrood. I don't think they would be particularly great. Yeah, they may actually be pretty good. A myth unit deployment, going for more Furnace Wolfbrood. Huskarls getting caught up on the cavalry. And looks like the Fenris Wolfbrood are actually doing pretty good work with the support of Berserks as well. Since they're neither countered by their opponent's units, they will do some good work. But he does get out here now, Li Jing. And now these guys are being focused down since they lost all the escort. Dragon slowly being picked on off, mostly from the hill fort. More Huskarls being summoned on in. Some of these ox caravans could be attached to this town zero, so don't go down. Throwing a bit of fire there, which will give time for Blue to redeploy out his army. Huskarls push way forward, trying to deal with the champion cavalry. Got a good number of Huskarls now pushing way forward. Closing on in on the fire archers. Takes out the hero there, which may have been classified as hero or range, not sure. And there's a big water zone. And looks like the Huskarls managed to close in and do their work as a counter unit. More Fence Wolf Brood now being summoned on in. And now got some Chuko News now being summoned around the Fire Archers. Berserks engaging Champion Cavalry. Fence Wolf Brood straight forward. They stun on the infantry units. Dragon's still doing some work. Blue needs to probably take time, regroup some forces back here rather than try to push forward. Juko is a bit more generalist than those Fire Archers. And Blue does back the game now. That's Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.